Welcome to Better Marriage Daily, where we give you tips to love each other in spite of each other so that you can have a better marriage daily. I'm Sean.
And I'm V.
Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. See, we have this whole list of topics that we had asked, y'all for. And we're going to do this one because I think this one is very, very important. It's called, look. There we go. It's called The Role of Vulnerability in Intimate Relationships. Ooh, this is going to be good.
You think?
Ooh, this is going to be good.
You think?
I think it's going to be good, man. I think it's going to be good because, you still ain't vulnerable. You are.
I am.
You are. But you ain't. You are what you ain't. You are what you ain't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm in a position where I can actually hurt you. And that's vulnerable for you.
Yes.
See?
Absolutely.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's
so
being vulnerable.
So let's just start there. Let's start there. Vulnerability. Let me look it up. Let me look it up so I can give you all the definition. Yeah, I know we should have done this beforehand, but we live it on the edge.
Yes.
Live it on the prayer.
We have all the things going on.
Okay. Vulnerable. Come on now. Oh, look, it froze up on me.
Look at the devil.
Ain't nothing but it. Ain't nothing but it.
Look at the devil trying to show out.
Look at him. I ain't scared. I ain't scared because, we're going to do this thing. We're going to do this thing. I just, the problem is I just updated Chrome and I probably shouldn't have. Probably shouldn't have. But I did. So anyway, vulnerability. Let's go to the old trusty iPhone. Hey Siri, what's the definition of vulnerable?
Vulnerable means susceptible to physical or emotional attack or harm.
Look at there. Susceptible to physical or emotional attack. And when in relationships, that would be the emotional part.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I would think so.
That would be the emotional part. And another one is in need of special care, support, or protection because of age, disability, or risk of abuse and neglect. So for us, it'll be in need of special care, support, or protection because of abuse or neglect, risk of abuse or neglect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. Then it says, what does it mean to be vulnerable? I feel so vulnerable. I feel so vulnerable. Yeah, so it says, what does it mean to be vulnerable? Now I'm making fun.
See?
What does it mean to be vulnerable with someone? Being vulnerable means accepting that you can't control what will happen, but that you'll still act or speak in a way that's authentic to you. When we speak from a place of how we feel, when we share our fears and dreams with another, we give somebody the power to either hear us or hurt us, says Epstein. And I don't know who Epstein is, but that was pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty strong. Because I'm gonna kick this one off, because I know you're looking like, well, what you want me to say? I'm gonna kick it off and be totally transparent. Okay. So for me, what I wanted, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say most men, what most men want is to be able to come home and be vulnerable. Now, I've seen some memes recently where women are like, I don't want no sus man coming home, being vulnerable to me, being, crying to me, talking about his job. I don't want to see no emotion in my man. Well, whenever you don't want to see any emotion in your man, you're setting yourself up to be emotionless because we don't really have a halfway button. We generally gonna be all or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so I've been seeing that recently, and then like I even saw one today talking about a man doing the cooking is not suspect. But they use another word, and I'm like, well, she don't need to come to Louisiana because all the men cook here.
Yeah, she should not.
Because all the men,
don't come here.
Look, all the men cook here.
All the men.
We cook well,
and thank God for that.
Yes,
you
indeed.
know, you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah.
So I question
Yeah.
Do you know the age of these people?
No,
Are
no,
they
no.
are they
No.
young?
It was just a
Okay.
post, and everybody
Okay.
was going off on the post.
Yeah. I would
So-
love to know the percentage, what their ages are.
Yeah.
Because I can't see a woman my age or even a woman in her
30s and
30s and
40s.
40s making that kind of a statement.
Right.
Because what you learn in marriage is that, you want that kind of help, especially when you're dealing with marriage and kids and everything that comes along with that.
And when life be life.
when life be lifing, you want someone to be able to pick up your slack when
Yeah.
you're not able to, or even if you don't want to.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
true.
that has so much value.
It really does. So I mean, I just saw those things where they were like, a man who, shares his feelings. So for me, and to be, since we're always honestly, y'all, since we're always honest, I've always wanted to be vulnerable, with you, before it was like, because see, before we have to put on, as men in this world, we've got to put on so many airs. We got to put on so many faces and so many, barriers so that we can just get through the day without, whatever, And so for me, I've always wanted to, cause see, like we talked in the last episode about feeling safe. Well, look at that. Come on, God. About you feeling safe. Well, for men, if I can come home and I can share with you exactly how I'm feeling and you not judge me, then I can conquer the world.
Right.
But whenever I come home and I want to start talking to you about something and share my feelings, and you're not receptive, or you ain't paying attention, or you're not receiving it like it's genuine, then I shut down.
Or I'm responding in a manner that makes you feel like I am saying you're weak.
That part, yeah. Then you'll never hear that from me again.
Never.
You'll never, and you'll always be like, why don't we ever talk? Why don't we ever share? Well, when I shared, when I shared, the last time I shared, you called me weak, and that ain't happening no more. But what it does do though, is it causes the men to go and share where they feel safe.
That part.
And it might not be at home.
May not be.
If you've not made it a place to be shared at home, then it won't be at home, but it's gonna be somewhere, because it's gonna get shared. It's gonna get said somewhere. And if you allow that to be said and shared somewhere else too often, well, then you're not.
That is a potential.
Then you're not able
problem
to control what will happen, but you'll also not be able to. We also won't be able to act or speak in a way that's authentic to us.
Right.
Because we have this facade and this image that we seem, it seems like we need to portray and push.
I think that's a dangerous place. You are giving room for all kinds of things to happen in your relationship, in your marriage.
What place is it dangerous?
That having that belief.
There you go.
That
clarify.
If
come
your
on.
partner,
Where's
if
the
your
text,
husband comes home and they need to feel vulnerable in that kind of space, they need to come home and tell you what is in their heart, what kind of day they had, whether it's an issue, may not even have anything to do with the job. It just could be out in the community and something happened, and if he believes that he can't come home and share that with you, he's going to share it with someone. He needs an outlet.
At first, it's going to be his boys.
Right.
At
first, it's going to be his boys.
At first, it's going to be the close inner circle.
Yeah. If he can't share with you, it would be his boys, and then next will be maybe
a female
a
coworker.
female coworker, someone that can be an out.
friend.
That's right. Someone that can be an outlet, someone that understands, and especially in the work workspace.
Yeah.
Um,
On them breaks.
yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Every day she notices, hey, you all right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
And she come
That's
back
why.
the next day. Hey, you okay?
Mhm. And that's
No,
why
I'm
I
good.
said
And be home with
that-
you all day.
right.
And you'll never say, hey, you all right?
Yeah. That's why I'm saying that can be a vulnerable. That can be a dangerous
A
place
very dangerous place.
to be.
Very dangerous. But like I always say, that is not an excuse. I always say there are many steps before the thing falls in the thing
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah.
you to say, stop.
Yeah.
There are many steps before the thing falls in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So for men to be able to come home and be able to just share freely with their wives is paramount. It's the
Mhm.
highest. I believe it's one of the highest things.
Right.
Because if I can't share with you, then like you said in the last, if I can't share with you, then what are we doing?
If I can't feel safe with you,
Yeah.
then why are we here?
Why are we
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Why are we
Yeah.
here? You know, and for us, it started out kind of crazy because like we expressed, because of her job, she's got a lot of testosterone laden atmospheric
Mhm.
issues.
Yes.
She came in with, and so and then it would even manifest on her face when I'd be talking. She'd be like the little me with the little girl. And in the middle of my sentence, I would just stop, just stop talking. I'm like, oh, that's all right. No, I'm good. Because I'm like, wow. Because for me, because I don't know, I think I've always wanted to be married.
Mm-hmm.
I was a serial monogamist.
Okay.
That means I was always in a relationship with someone. Well, not always in a relationship, but always trying to be
In a relationship.
with someone, and just having somebody to be my person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that was always a thing. Now there was times whenever I had a few people that were my person, but that neither here nor there.
Yeah.
It's just a thing. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
I was, but anyway, so yeah, in the beginning of the relationship, it was crazy like that. It was like, wow, I was like, man, oh man, oh well, we'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved on, and I try to come back and share, but because I'm not a quitter.
No, you're not.
I am not a quitter. One thing I am not is a quitter. So I will come back and try to share again at some point
In a different way.
in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
But
Which most times really, that helped.
it only helped because it was the second time I broached it and you realized I needed to talk about it. So then you said, oh, he needs to talk about this.
But sometimes it was delivered differently.
You can't just make a qualifying statement like that.
No,
statement
I mean
like that
sometimes
without me
sometimes
saying how.
Yeah. No, sometimes you would come at me at it in a different way, in a different manner. Like, listen. There's something bothering me and I need to express how I'm feeling, or something happened, because a lot of times you didn't want to bring things to me in the first place because that my emotions a lot of times were they couldn't handle some things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think after you gave thought to things, you brought it to me differently so that I would be like, okay, this is important. Let's focus. She could, I can focus now, and really hear what you were saying.
Because before that, you was like, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Is that what you
Depending
said?
on what it was. No. I was always listening, but I didn't understand how bothered I think you were. How bothered. Or even sometimes how devastating the thing was. Because you are this kind of person that it seems like things just roll off your back when they happen.
Mm-hmm.
And when they happen, you deal with it or you don't deal with it and you just compartmentalize it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you would come back later and say, when I say so and so, or when this happened, that really bothered me, and here's why. And then this was me.
Well, I didn't think that about you. Well, no, people not gonna be. You ain't gonna be able to see you got me.
No, and
You're
a
not
lot
gonna
of
be able to
times
see
it
that you
wasn't
got
even
me.
about me.
Not
Just
you. I'm
okay,
saying, but those
yeah,
people wouldn't be
yeah.
able to see that they
But
got me.
I didn't. All I know is that I was bothered, and a lot of times you didn't come to me with things because you knew me to be one that would come out with.
Oh yeah.
So depending on what happened and who it was, you did not come to me until you have already processed it and you could talk to me and tell me those things
without
and
the passion of the time,
exactly.
so that you could know that I was good.
Yeah,
so that you
because
wouldn't be,
you being good doesn't have anything to do with me, and that's how I lived my life. You know, they don't have to worry about me no more. I was done, and I don't care who it was.
Exactly, which is why you didn't get a lot of information. I'm like, no, it wasn't that serious, but it was serious enough for me to want to talk about it, but
Right.
not serious enough for you to cut them off.
Right, and you know, I am. Ooh, I was the person.
Cut them off.
I'm a lot better now, but cut them off like I have nothing for you. I really don't.
Yeah, but just creating that space. I would say from a man's point of view in a relationship, for you to create a space for a man to be comfortable, from my opinion, is to notice whenever he's coming to you with something that's not usual.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's something that's not usual, have your spirit ready to be like, oh, this is not usual. Well, let me fix my face and let me have the most accepting and concerned look on my face. Not that look, but that look. If you can figure that out.
Yeah, if you could figure it out.
But he have that look in your face and ask the questions and stay engaged. And then whenever he's done, console or comment accordingly, and not in a way that makes him feel less than.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do that, that'll be one less time he's coming to you. And if you do that a few too many times, then he'll more than likely not come to you for years, until there's something where he needs to come to you again, and then y'all have the conversation about how.
And you're asking him, why didn't you come to me? And
he's gonna be flippant.
Now you're getting.
And he's gonna be flipping and be like, because every time I come to you, you ain't trying to hear it.
Right.
Or you say I'm this and that, and I don't want to hear that.
Which that is not the time to have those kinds of conversations.
It's really not.
But it's one to be, it needs to be had.
Yeah. And so if you create that atmosphere where they can feel heard and safe and seen and protected as in you protecting not my status, but my reputation.
Mm-hmm.
You protected my reputation. You know what I'm saying? And another thing about being vulnerable is not I ain't gonna say down rating, but not praising other men in front of or to your spouse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Guilty.
Yeah. Especially if they don't do it to you.
Right. Guilty. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because that'll cause them to shut down too, man.
I had to work on that because, I didn't even realize that I did it until you brought it up. And I'm like, ooh, that's kind of foul. Because you did well because I would have been fighting mad.
Yeah, because she did it in front of people.
Yeah, I did.
And it was constant.
Yeah.
It was constant.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, wow.
Wow. Yeah. Oof. Yeah. That was tough.
Had to take it.
Yeah. And I was wrong for that.
And then whenever we had a conversation about it, but no, I was, and then fighting like she wasn't wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, so see, because that perfect example. The first time you did it, I didn't say nothing. Second time you did it, I said something, and a fight came with it.
Mm-hmm.
Third time you did it, I didn't say nothing. Fourth time you did it, I said something, and a fight came with it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I stopped saying it, and you kept doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few years later, I was like, look,
mm-hmm.
this is what happens when you say this. This
Right.
is what you imply when you say this.
Mm-hmm.
When you say that this person does that, you imply that I don't, can't, won't.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's not the case.
That's not.
It's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what you're letting everybody else believe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your family.
Right.
And that's our friends.
Mm-hmm.
And you just freely say that. And I said, just imagine if I would say, da 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 in front of the people. What would you say then? Because I'm
Yeah.
very quick with
yeah, you can be.
I'm very quick with the comeback and the cutting, the verbal cutting. Well, I cut, but because I love you, baby, I wasn't gonna do you like that because
Right.
I charge it to your head, not your heart.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I kept charging it to you. Your account was overdrawn.
Oh, I believe that.
Your account
I
was
believe that.
overdrawn.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I always knew that you had my best. I knew. I mean, I knew.
I know you know.
I know. So I ain't tripping, but still, I was like, man, come on, man, come on, man. Don't do me like that in the people. Don't do me like that in front of the people. But yeah, we got past that, and but in that time, I was not vulnerable.
Right.
I would not be vulnerable around you. I didn't share. I was going through stuff and just dealing with it on my own. Just rolling through and just be like, hey.
I understand it.
It's wild. It's pretty wild. But if you can be vulnerable, if y'all can make that safe place to be vulnerable, and even when he's not being vulnerable, just protect his reputation. Now if he's sorry, just be silent.
Great advice.
If he don't
great advice.
If he just don't do nothing,
yeah, great advice.
Get him at home. You're like, why don't you do that? Why don't you? But in public, don't do that because he'll never do it then. He'll never ever do it then.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be roommates at some point. And you don't want that.
No, not at all.
Because that's the other thing. Whenever we unzip that shield around our heart to let you in, once you get in, or once you trifle with it or play with it or stab it, we start zipping it back up. And then once we zip it up, then now it's Teflon coated. Now it's got a bulletproof vest on. And and then the bulletproof vest stays there for a while, and then it gets harder and harder, and then then at some
It's
point
a matter of time.
he might not even know how to unzip it at that point. But one thing is true: if you are in that relationship and he loves you, you definitely have the antidote to the Kevlar heart, the Kevlar around the heart. You have that antidote, but you just have to start using it, and it'll work. So you got to do it on purpose. So if you have berated, downplayed, talked about your husband in public around people, just saying stuff that he doesn't do and wish he would do and da-da-da, and this person does it better and wish he'd do it like that, and why can't my husband do that? Stop saying stuff like that.
Right.
Stop saying stuff like that. Stop saying it.
Also, is that you have to remember or be conscious of the fact that you are putting things into the atmosphere. So what you have, what you say you have.
That part.
You have what you say you have. So don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
And so so vulnerable. So was vulnerable and safe the same thing for you, or were they different?
No, they're different
Because
for me.
safe came 8 years in, and vulnerable still hadn't.
I'm still working on vulnerable. That's just the truth.
So I just had a thought. I just had a thought.
Mm-hmm.
So since she's still working on vulnerable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't really know how to set up a situation where I could be vulnerable because she's not being vulnerable. She don't even know how to be vulnerable.
No.
So that's not even something that she can even do.
I didn't.
You didn't know. You didn't know. You didn't know what it was. You wasn't even
Right.
trying to hear that. So how can you set up an atmosphere
that you don't know?
Right.
You just don't know.
When you're not trying
it's
to
not
hear
even anything that you thought was a thing.
Yeah, it's off the table.
Right.
It's not even on the table. It's
Yeah.
off the table.
Yeah. So maybe it makes sense.
Yeah,
now.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It makes sense now. Now
You
it
know,
makes sense.
yeah,
But
it
when
makes
you're in
sense.
it, you ain't trying to hit it. I wasn't there. I definitely wasn't trying to hit it. I wasn't going there.
And vulnerability meant weakness to me.
Explain that.
I lived it.
Again, Vanessa.
I lived it
listen,
because
the people don't know what's
I keep forgetting.
Now
that.
y'all see what I go through.
Yeah.
She's like, it was the pregame and
Yeah.
and she's like, look, there it is.
Right. I lived it because of what my career was.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in a career, that vulnerability will get you hurt physically. Couldn't do that. So I think, just all of that played a part a real big part in my life with you. You know,
Oh,
because
absolutely.
it to me it meant weakness. It meant that I was weak. You know, because every day I dealt with people who preyed upon your weaknesses, preyed upon you having a heart, played upon you giving them, you know, a pass and being, you know, nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't always like that. I guess a little bit, but it wasn't. When we got together, I already had that pattern
Mm-hmm.
of being, you know, this wall.
Yeah. And
Because I worked in corrections, so
yeah.
I saw a lot
Mm-hmm.
of that. You know,
and if you and then the men over there and vulnerable in that situation is totally different.
yeah.
So anyway, to get us back on track. So you're still working on the vulnerability thing.
Oh, every day.
So what can I do to help provide an atmosphere for you to feel vulnerable enough? Because you've been growing. Y'all-
Just be here. Just be you. I don't need you to do anything extra. I talked about, you know, consistency and you know, my knowing that I am safe, you know, with you. There, other than that, there's nothing you can do. That's something that I am working through.
Mhm.
You know, because I've been this closed off person for many years.
Many,
I've been
many-
this closed off person. So that's something that I work on daily
Yeah.
especially with you, because you are the person that I should be able to just rest in,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
Because that
really.
permeates every single part of your relationship. It goes to the bedroom and everything.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So yeah, y'all-
Every part of your life.
every part. Of your
Every
life.
part.
Every single part.
Mhm.
So I am happy to report that that whenever we, you know, that I'm starting to learn more and more about, you know, Vanessa, and I call her Vanessa Jean. Vanessa Jean, that ain't her middle name.
No,
And
it's not.
She don't have,
I don't
a middle
have
name.
one.
But I'm learning more about Vanessa Jean every single day.
It's true.
And you know, I probably got my master's in Vanessa genealogy. Working on my doctorate. I've taken all the classes. We just have to pass a dissertation. The dissertation will probably happen, you know, whenever we're about to leave this earth. But I'll be in the doctorate program for the rest of our lives
Yep. The rest.
and continuing ed. You know, just continuing education. You know, and it's a testament to to your complexity.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I personally am not that complex.
Mm.
I'm pretty simple. Pretty simple. I mean, I say simple, but
You're not.
I am simple. It needs to be.
You are, but
it
you
needs to be
you
what
are
it is.
a complex person. You may not think so, but you are.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
You are.
But dealing with me is easy. Just
Oh,
do,
yeah,
Just
yeah.
do what you
Oh,
say
yeah.
you're gonna
Oh,
do.
yeah. Mhm.
You know, outside of my house, just do what you say you're gonna do, and don't lie to me. Inside of my house, don't lie to me and talk to me and be open with me and communicate, and we can talk through anything. Because I'm not. We already established in the how long should you hold a grudge thing.
Yes.
Once I talk about it, I'm done.
Yeah, you're done.
I don't need 24 hours all week. Or how you
Depending
want-
on what
you
it
need a
is,
week?
I
You need
need
it a
it
week?
depending on
month?
what it is. I need time, you know, and we've
Yeah.
established that depending on what it is,
Yeah.
depends on how much time I need.
Mm-hmm.
But just for regular things, just
Regular.
normal day-to-day things, you know, a few hours, you know, after I work it out in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny, the working it out in my head. You know, I've been watching Martin at night.
I know.
Okay. And what's so funny is the conversations that I've had in my head, you know, when Shanae is sitting there thinking and
Yeah.
she's talking to herself, that I was in the bed crying. Literally, I laughed so hard that I was crying
Come on.
because that was just so funny to me. I was like, man, I do that sometimes.
But I think
That
the
is
reason
so
I
funny.
think the reason Martin and all these other sitcoms are so funny is because they do stuff that we do every day,
Right.
and they just put it up there, and it seems ridiculous, but we do most of that stuff every day.
Right. I was
Like-
in bed I mean, I was in stitches.
Like for me, and I saw this, but they only make it for the psychotic people or the people that are really on the edge of like brilliance and
Yeah.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and za, like your
And
mama
za.
said, and za.
Mm-hmm.
But I trace the outlines of things. Like I'll just be sitting there and I'm,
You do.
but I'm doing it with my eyes,
Mm-hmm.
right? Doing it with my eyes, like going around. And it's crazy because I would feel like when I was selling cars,
Mm-hmm.
I would feel like it gets me in trouble because like a woman would come there and then she'd put something like right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking to her and then I'm going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, and then, so it's like if you got a U-shaped neckline, so I go to U-shaped neckline, then I go down to the little brooch, and then I go back up, and then I do the whole thing, and then I'm like, oh man, she thinks I was.
Yeah, you shared that. Yeah, you
She
shared
thinks-
that you do that. You make outlines.
Yeah, she
of
thinks I'm
people.
staring at her boobies. Oh
Yeah.
my god,
Yeah.
this is so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Or like when on our lights, I'll be sitting back there in the couch, and I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then I'll go with the little braces. And then go string.
Really?
And then I'll go around.
That's
the
a
whole
lot
thing.
of time.
Look, I'll go around the whole thing. I'll go around the bottom, around the top, and then I'll go around the flat part, and then I'll go circle, string.
My goodness. Okay. Okay.
Like when we doing these things, when you talking, I'm going 1, 2, 3.
That is hilarious. That is as funny as me having conversations in my head, like literally. And when I saw that when Shanae is doing that, I'm serious. Like I could see the tears rolling down my face because I think that is just so. Yeah, I think that is so hilarious.
I'd made you laugh to crying right now.
Yeah, that's
Well,
so
because,
funny.
you know, and I think that's a trait.
People are we are all peculiar.
I think that's a
people.
high intelligence trait. I think.
Yeah.
I think I heard that somewhere. I hope.
That is so
anyway.
funny. I don't know how we got on this tangent.
I don't know.
I just thought, see, that's something else you learned.
Because I'm being vulnerable.
Yeah, there's something else you learned about me.
With the whole world.
The safe thing and all of that.
The safe thing.
And then,
I really want to know about that. Vulnerable, I knew, but I equated vulnerable with safety.
No, it's different.
I'm saying that's what I
it's
equated
totally
it
different.
with. And I couldn't understand that.
And so now, the conversations, just think about, you may laugh in the middle of the day just thinking about me, or you see me just in
I
thought
laugh.
and then be like.
Every time we talking about something and you swear for God that we talked about it, I'm like, and I just laugh. I go, sorry, man, I wasn't there.
I wasn't there. Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there.
Oh,
so.
I was Shanae-ing.
You were Shanae again. Okay, y'all. So look.
Funny.
So at the end of the day, if you can provide look at you just laugh. If you can provide an atmosphere for each other to feel safe enough to share anything without judgment, that's what you want. That's what you're aiming for. And once you can get there, I'm telling you, it's be great. Because I'm giving praise reports. She's been sharing a lot lately. Like, we told y'all a few weeks ago about how, I said something and she went in the bathroom and then came out and said, hey, when you said that, I felt better. And I was like, oh. See, that provides opportunities for dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people talk enough these days. I don't think married people talk enough. I think life be lifing so hard that they never stop to have conversations, like real conversations. I mean, me and you didn't really have real conversations until I made you stop.
Right. Because I was not a conversationalist.
No, well, you was like, I went to work and work was this, that, and the other. I got these jobs, I got these things to do here at home. I'm doing that.
I was so tired of talking by the time I got home.
And she acted like she was talking at work. She wasn't talking to work. She'd be like, y'all be quiet. I don't feel like talking.
No, really. I was talking. Yeah.
Okay.
But I was talking. And then
by the time she get on, she was talked out.
I was telling a friend of mine the other day that I used to come back from work. I had an hour drive and I would drive in total silence because of all the noise,
the
noise and
all
the sensory.
Oversensory.
That's right. The talking, all of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She needed her peace and then she get home. Cause see, like for me, When I come home, what I want is, hey, I want to be great. I want to, oh man, like you miss, that's what I want. One day. But this one, when she come home, so I just got to pay attention to her. She models what she wants, and all I got to do is do that.
Okay.
Yeah, she don't want to be she don't want to be like assaulted at the door. She don't. She's like, let me come in and put my stuff down. Let me move around, and then I'll come back and speak. So that's how she wants to be dealt with. Am I right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Not so much. No, not so much. Not so much now, but definitely when I was working.
But even now, if you come to the door and I come and I give you a hug right at the door, or like right there at the little way, that's too soon.
Not always.
Like, too soon.
Not always.
Like, too soon. Bro.
Not
too
always.
Soon.
Yeah. Not always. Mm-mm.
Come on. Well, when is a good time? When is a good time?
You know, I wear my feelings on my shoulders and my face.
I got to read your face first.
You do so well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I got you. Mm-hmm. But that's what I like. I mean, I like that. Just walk in. You did that once. You did it this last week.
I did.
You did it last week.
I did. I thought about it.
I said, who are you?
I thought about it.
Who are you? Well, thank you. It was chicken. Yes.
I thought about it.
It had a little pep in my step.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey.
And I did too.
Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. So anyway, that's it, y'all. Just provide an atmosphere of safety so that your partner can be vulnerable, and hear them whenever they're trying to be vulnerable. Have conversations, talk. Just start talking about something. Here's your assignment. Start talking about your day at work and how you felt about the day at work. It don't have to be long. You can be like, man, today sucked. I don't really want to go into it, but it sucked. How are you doing? Well, my day sucked too. Really? Well, what's going on with the kids? Okay. Well, how do you feel about that? That's a good thing to add into it is, how do you feel about that?
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about that?
Yeah.
Because I don't think we talk about our feelings enough.
No.
Yeah, we never talk about our feelings until it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I felt this way when you did that. Then we have a conversation. But I mean, just in general, we need to talk about our feelings.
We do.
Because I think that'll help us.
That's important.
Yeah, I think that'll help us.
Because sometimes we don't know how we are feeling until we start to talk about it.
That's right. That's why I said that. Once you start talking, it starts to come out, and then you start sharing, and you can get those loads off of your chest. You know what I'm saying? Just get it off your chest, so that everything's cool. So anyway, there you go, Lord. Look, there you go, Lord. There you go, y'all. There you go, Lord. So look, this has been Better Marriage Daily, where we give you tips on how to love each other in spite of each other and have a better marriage daily. I'm Sean.
And I'm V.
And until next time, we'll holler.